bridge is safe. You can drive over it. Don't have to worry about it. I'm going to drive over tomorrow when I take my kids to school. It's just fine. And we'll start scheduling some repairs for next year. That's our plan. Anytime we close one of our main north-south arterials, it adds stress to the network. I think the public, to be honest, has handled it very well. Everyone's been patient. We've made adjustments on our other arterials to try to handle that traffic, and to be honest, I think it's gone as well as expected. I think people have been good to each other. If you look at the traffic on Broadway, people have been patient and working with each other, and I think that's been good. As civil engineers, we always, our first duty is to public safety. Whether it's traffic engineering or bridges or designing roads or other public infrastructure, that's job number one. Having lived through the I-35W bridge collapse and other disasters throughout the country in my career, those sort of projects are always in the back of your mind. And so when we see things like this in our own community, where we have friends and family and our other citizens that drive over those structures every day, we want to make sure that they're safe. And so when citizens bring those things to our concerns, we want to make sure that they're taken seriously, and we do our due diligence, and out of abundance of caution. We look into those, make sure that we're plugging those things into the right professionals, they're reviewing them, and we make sure our infrastructure is safe, and that's what we did here. We lean on the DOT a lot for certain things. We don't have bridge engineers here on staff. That's just not one of our areas of expertise, and most cities don't, unless you're a really large metropolitan area and you have a lot of bridges. Even though Minot does have a lot of bridges, we're just not that big. So we rely on the DOT to help us out with that. We called and they answer the bell, and thank God for that. So good news is that we don't have to post a load rating, which means that we can get the bridge back open to the public. The report did say that we have to do some repairs on one of the pier caps, which we knew that we have to do some repairs, and we had a project plan for a couple years from now to do those repairs and some others on the bridge. However, we are going to move those up. That's going to be our recommendation of council, just because we don't want to see any more deterioration on the bridge. If it does keep deteriorating, then we might have to post it, which means we'd have to limit trucks or something over the top of it, which we don't want. So we want to accelerate that project just to make sure that we get more useful life out of that structure. It's nearing the end, so we do want to do what we can to get every year out of that thing that we can. We're going to look ahead and see, kind of evaluate what we want to do with the bridge, whether we launch into a long-term larger repair, or we launch into a study to see what the best course of action is, to invest more dollars into the bridge, or do we do a full-out replacement? The bridge is 88 years old, so being it's that age, it's probably time to schedule a replacement. Just your return on your investment is probably tipping that way. So that's one of the evaluations we're going to have to make here in the near future is where do we want to go. Our annual bridge inspections scheduled again for next May. We do those every odd number of years, so 2025 will be our year again. Okay. This bridge will be inspected as part of that annual inspection. Our plan is to keep monitoring the bridge, so every couple months we'll go and take pictures of that spall and just monitor it and see if anything's changed. That's just good practice at this point in the bridge's age. It took a little bit of time to review that, to get the right professionals in Minot to look at it, but at the end of the day, we got the answers that we needed, and now we're in a position to get the bridge back open.